Perfectionist family, what's good? It's your girl Tammy, aka That's a Woman, coming to you with this week's section of planting and or watering, where I'm either planting something new in your life or watering something that has already been planted. And as I jump right in, last week I did a check-in. I asked, it was the end of January, I asked the question, how are you guys doing? How are you feeling right now? What's your mental state? I asked that because that is very important when we're on this journey of life, when we're focusing on living the best life that we can, when we're focusing on trying to be the king and the queens that we are. And in order to get that, at times, we have to do an evaluation. We have to do an evaluation of our mind, body, soul, and our environment. What does your environment look like? Lately, the Spirit, through multiple avenues, has spoken to me about decluttering. And so I think it's time that I speak to you all about decluttering, because let me tell you the importance of decluttering your life. In order to really allow the free flowing energy in, you have to remove some things. You have to clean up your environment. There's a reason. I didn't know it until, over the last couple of years. There's a reason they recommend a spring cleaning and a fall cleaning, because what that does, it clears out your space. It clears out your space for you to allow new things in your space. In fact, and it's so crazy because I'm such a giver. I have always been a person. I have a shoe fetish. Yes, I admit it. I love shoes. I love shoes. I believe shoes make the outfit. You can take the most, you can take a cheap outfit and make it look good with the right pair of shoes and accessories. And so because I would have so many pair of shoes. In fact, I think one time in life, at one time, I think I might have had over 200 shoes. I really want to say it was closer to 250. And I said, okay, let me get rid of some of these things because I'm not using them all the time. And I noticed the more I gave, the more I receive. And it's just like life. The more you give of yourself, of your love, or of your time, your talents, your gifts, the more you receive back. But sometimes you got to let go of the old. It's literally like the scripture that talks about putting old wine into new wineskins. It's going to burst open the wineskins. So in order to allow new things in your life, you have to clean it up. Clean it up. And even if it requires putting some music on and just go around, grab the kids, grab the family, clean up the environment, because I tell you, it's something more positive, more peaceful when you operate in that energy, because it's almost like your mind. Your mind, when it's full of clutter, you can't hear the downloads from on high that you need to hear. That's why meditation is so important. It causes you to do a reset on a regular basis so that you can hear. What is it that your spirit is trying to tell you? What are the guides trying to get through to you? They're speaking to you. They are constantly they're communicating with you. But when you have so much clutter in your mind, when you're so distracted by life and the things of it, and I'm not saying that life isn't real and life isn't happening. That's not what I'm saying. However, what I am saying is, in the midst of it happening, you have to clear your mind. The scripture says, my sheep, they hear my voice they know it. And a stranger, they will not follow. So you don't want to be following the voice of a stranger, which that voice comes in many different facets of life, especially through the media, through the news, through even in public communication. There's so many things that bring about noise and distractions that will help keep us from the purpose that we're here to live. It will blot it out. And we're not intended to not live our purpose. We're not intended to not have fun, to enjoy. But we gotta clean up our space. And as a matter of fact, I was just listening, and it was a really short book. And it's interesting because one of my former supervisors gave me this book years ago. But it just came back up into my spirit recently. So when I finished the last book I was listening to, I was like, okay, what next? The 4 Agreements. Let me tell you, that is a book that just like wowed me. And it talked about 4 agreements that you can make with yourself that can also help shape the reality that you are in. And I would just really high level tell you what the agreements are. The agreements are to be impeccable with your word. Be impeccable with your word. Be mindful of what you speak over yourself, and be mindful of what you speak into the lives of others and about others. Words, I never thought about it this way, but if the scripture says life and death are in the power of the words, it talks about words can be a black curse. They can literally curse others. And when you think about it, the scripture even lets you know blessings and curses are before you. Which one are you going to choose? And this right here allows you to speak which one you want. So you need to be impeccable with your words. You need to speak words that are awesome, wholesome, words that are edifying, words that are going to build others up as well as yourself. Remember, you are a person and you got a life to live, and you're going to live it in the best way that you can. So therefore, you got to be extra special on how you talk to yourself. There are so many people. In fact, as I just said that, I was reminded of an episode. So I love to watch Married at First Sight, something I could not do, but I love to watch it because I find it interesting to see how it plays out. Did the matchmakers do what they were supposed to do? And interesting how people sign up for the show knowing that, hey, this is what this is about. You're supposed to put your all, but then they don't want to let them go. And it's not to let you go, but you're supposed to find a ways to merge. Anyways, so there was a guy on one of the seasons. He would call himself dumb, stupid. And, there are many people that walk around. If they make a mistake, oh, I'm just so stupid. Oh, I'm just so dumb. Why? I can't get anything right. And guess what? If a person continues to say they can't get anything right, guess what? They'll never get anything right. And so we have to be impeccable with our words. We have to be mindful of them at all times. And for me, that was another confirmation, because that's something that I've been literally saying since the inception of this podcast. And the one of the next agreements is don't take everything personal. A lot of times in life, we take things personal. And the reason we take it personal is a lot of times because of things that are within us. But what we fail to realize is things that are going on with other people. And people, we are in a world full of projection. People gonna project whoever they are, whatever their issues are, they are gonna project it on you. Their hurt, their pain, their trauma. Some people can get in their mind that every time they look at you, you remind them of what happened to them, which you had absolutely nothing to do with, but yet they have it in their mind. So I'm not saying that you stay in a situation like that, but what I am saying is that you can't take everything personal. You can't. People are hurting, people are broken, and what they find it best to do is to focus their brokenness on their hurt. In other words, they find it better to tear you down to build them up. And I hate to say it, that's a classic form of narcissism. And I know no one don't want to look in the mirror and say, am I low-key a narcissist? Well, that's not a question that nobody but yourself can answer. But you have to be mindful. You can't project you. You can't put everybody in this box and expect for them to live in it. Freedom comes from being true to who you are. And a lot of people, and I am one, who spent years in the bondage of trying to please others, trying to live according to the thoughts of others because this is what they say I should do and how they say I should live. And inside was struggling because I wasn't being true to myself. Even when I go back to Napoleon Hill, he talked about the energy that's even in the way we dress. So if you want to be a fly dresser, you got every right because that's who you are. Don't try to fit into this box that this society has created and oh, you need to dress and look a certain way. No, we are all here as powerful creators and we have the right to create whatever reality we desire to create. So be fly, be powerful, be expressive. At one time, I was one of those because I was caught in the thought pattern, and they're called thought forms. I guess in a second, if I can remember, I'm gonna circle back and explain the thought form to you. But I was caught in it. Oh, when people started putting purple and blue and pink in their hair, I was looking at these people crazy. But now I am aware that is who they are. So let them express themselves. Let them. The world could be a much better place if people will take limitations off of people and let them be free. That's where a lot of the hate and the rebellions and the uproars, because people are not free to express themselves. And in a sense, the book talked about that. It talked about how we from the womb were taught things in society and all that. And guess what? Look at a lot of what's going on. And that's why it's important in the midst of everything that's going on, you got to keep you together. You got to keep you together. So don't take everything personal. And it also said, don't make assumptions. Whew, how many times do we get caught up? Well, I think you did this and this is what you meant, versus you asking the question to get clarity. That's what a lot of our days and times are missing. It's clarity. We choose to fly off the handle. We choose to jump in the deep end in a pool of sharks versus, hey, can you help me understand? So if you don't know, by trade, I'm a project management professional. And one of the things that I've been taught repeatedly over the years is using active listening. And when you use active listening, that allows you to hear what the person is saying. And if someone says, the sky is blue, and you're not clear on that, circle back and ask. So what I heard you say was, there's a blue sky out there, or something like that. Whatever way it translates to you. But in other words, get clarity. Stop assuming everyone is out to get you. You know, there was a song from this group called the Ghetto Boys, and one of the lines was like, my mind is playing tricks on me, and I think that everybody's out to get me. And some people walk through life with that mindset. They walk through my life assuming everyone is out to get them. Like me, I like to think of myself as a beautiful woman. Hey, that's a woman, so yes, I am. If I see a person and I smile at them, or hey, beautiful, or something like that, I'm not flirting. I'm not doing any of that. I am being Tammy. I am shining a light in a dark world, because there are some people that don't get the benefit of someone even complimenting them. So I do things like that as little nuggets. Those are little nuggets. So when you learn to not make an assumption, knowing that every person is what you're seeing on the outside is not what's actually going on in the inside. Because remember, I started this session about clutter, and a lot of people's minds are cluttered. They're cluttered with trauma. They're cluttered with, life. They're cluttered with this situation, that situation. Life happens. Life happens, and it can clutter here, but you got to free the clutter, and you can't make assumption. And the last of the 4 agreements was always do your best. Always do your best, because listen, that's all that's required from you. Not the best of someone else, not the best of what someone think you should do. Always do your best. Listen, there's this expression that is so true. You can't beat me being me. And for sure, I can't beat you being you. Be the best version of you. And always do your best. Even when you fail, so what? That's why you guys are imperfectly perfect. You're gonna fail. That's life. It happens. Get back up. Get in the game. Don't worry about falling. Don't stay focused. Oh, I failed. I'm gonna stay there. No, even the scripture says a just man falls 7 times, but get back up. Get back up. Stay in the race. Don't be hard on yourself. So many people are hard on themselves without a purpose. Without a purpose and without a cause. So listen, stop it. Stop it right here, right now. This is your declaration to you today, to stop being hard on yourself. You are so powerful. You are wonderful. You are amazing. Know that. You need to know all of that, okay? Don't ever forget it. So remember, be impeccable with your word. Don't take everything personal. Don't make assumptions, and always do your best. Those are things that will help declutter. Because as a matter of fact, in that, he talked about gossiping. Gossiping is those things that help clutter this world. The world. Full of gossip. Full of just messiness. Whereas you can live a beautiful life in the midst of it. It starts here. So I hope today, as always, I have shared something that adds value to your life, because that is your girl's purpose. I'm here to add value. I'm here to lift you up and to encourage you on your journey. So listen, if your girl said anything that you can resonate with, give me a thumbs up. Drop me a comment if you like. And also, if you're not part of my Imperfectionist family, please hit the subscribe button and become part of it, and hit the notification so you know when a new one comes up. And I share this message with a friend, as I am trying to spread the message of hope. And as always, I send you my love, my light, my positivity, my good vibes, my good energy. And when you clean up your environment, you're going to receive more than you could ever imagine. So clean it up. Clean it up. Even if you meditate for 5 minutes a day, it's enough. Spend some time with you. Go through your house. Clean up what needs to be cleaned up, and make it happen. Okay? Until the next time, I want you to be blessed and be empowered.